Welcome to DCL Radio, everyone. A week of great games. Welcome to the show, Jagan Bro and Imti.
Okay, now let me take over for a minute. Okay, now so we are doing this exercise because next week I'm going to India and Dinesh will be running the show. So he's the one who started that one. So okay, let's quickly get into our show. Welcome to the show, Imti.
Yeah, thanks again. Thanks, Dinesh. Welcome to all our listeners to yet another episode of DCL Talk Show on DCL Radio. We are nearing the climax, I would say, if I can say. Everybody is nicely poised in the points table, kind of knowing where what needs to be done and where the playoff spots are. So, some interesting games last weekend. We'll be discussing about that, and hopefully, we'll have a great show ahead.
Okay, okay. I don't want to leave you out, Dinesh. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Yeah,
Okay.
apprenticeship. Thank you so much for 1 week or for one show. Yeah, it's now I know how difficult it is to be in your shoes.
Welcome to the show, Satish. Satish is also here.
Hi, hi Jagan.
Okay, and I'm waiting for VeeJay to join. He's supposed to start our show, but because he's joining late, what I will do is I'll start with um, buzz game with Imti. Okay, the first buzz game in Pool A. Why I picked this game is this is the only one in that group. Came very close. Unless you guys point me to some other game. Troy Hawks versus KRCC. In fact, it went all the way to the end. Your thoughts, Imti?
Yeah, thanks again. This morning when I got the assignment for this game, I was like wondering why was this even labeled as a buzz game, right? Then when I looked into the details, that is when it struck me that this was a reduced game for 22 overs, and it kind of went down to the wire. So that is that was interesting because I did not follow the game last weekend. So going into the details, I think it was. A very good win by KRCC eventually. A very close contest between Troy Hawks and KRCC here. Troy Hawks batting first put up a good score of 92. I say good because this was a reduced over game again, like 22 over game, 92 for 8. Again, like it's on and off starts from their openers, but I think this scorecard really belonged to their middle order batsman Srikanth Reddy Nankena, who stayed not out 44 from 48 balls, 2 fours including in that, and I think he kind of was the pillar of that entire batting scorecard where everybody else revolved around him. Could not go for long, the others, but I think he stayed at the ground and made sure that he went. Kept on scoring and continued that scoring, and last wicket partnership, I think, kind of boosted them to that 92 40-run partnership for the eighth wicket. Sorry, not the last, but the eighth wicket 40-run partnership boosted them to that 92-run, which included 8 extras from the opponents as well. But a very, very brilliant batting performance, I would say, in that situation. 44. Unfortunate he couldn't get to the 50, even though he's not out. But a great batting effort, almost scoring like 50% of the runs of the entire team. On the bowling front, again, it's a decent bowling from KRCC. You see all the expected names to pick up wickets: Hemant, Mahfuzur, Arya Santosh Kumar, all picking up wickets among wickets. And I think it was a disciplined bowling effort, like 5 bowlers being used, and they stuck to it and made sure they did not leak many runs there. Going into the chase, KRCC obviously would be the favorites here with their heavily batting lineup. And I think they got off to a flyer where their openers just blew, and they kind of scored almost close to 50 runs in the first 5 overs. And the openers Hemant Bharadwaj got off to a flyer, 33 runs from 19 balls, which included 4 humongous sixers. And then Ali Abbas on the other end, who actually stayed not out till the end, scored 29 runs from 53 balls, 1 4 and 1 6. I think these two just laid the foundation for KRCC. And thanks to this foundation, that even though they stumbled upon after the first partnership, they lost a few wickets, but still I think they were able to maintain that momentum or the scoreboard pressure. And Onkar Dombe, a valuable 7 runs from 24 balls, and I think that kind of brought them back into the game. Even though it went down to the wire, I think KRCC kind of had it in control. A few mistakes here and there could have costed them the game, but I think they eventually chased it out. On the bowling department, again, uh, not much impact from a single bowler. I think Mani Ratnam and Murali both sharing couple of wickets there, but I think they did not get the breakthroughs when they needed, and that kind of did not put pressure on KRCC. Eventually, it looks like a close game. I really can't tell from the scorecard, but 21 overs, if they chase down, I think it could have been close, and overall a good win for KRCC. I'm not sure about the bonus point on this one. What is the equation for a reduced game?
Same calculation, right?
I think so.
Yeah, same calculation.
Yeah, I think they
Okay.
did get the 5 points probably.
No. KRCC
So 4
lost the
points.
bonus.
Okay, so
they
4
did.
points. Yeah, so at least the saving grace for Troy Hawks is that 1 point, I guess, in this game.
Okay. See, before we go to our next game, there's some T90. There is some shocker. Hyderabad Hawks beat Chennai Rockers. So okay.
Exactly what we were talking about, Jagan. That Hyderabad
Yeah.
Hawks could play spoil sport for one of the teams.
It looks like so, but see, they have one more game, cross pool. It's like this, if they win against Andhra Titans, which very difficult, but highly unlikely. But that's what we thought. Hyderabad Hawks, there is no way they can win against Chennai Rockers, is what I thought. It's cricket, anything can happen. That too, chasing, they won chasing. They were chasing 75 runs, and they chased it in 10 overs. That's amazing.
Ooh.
Okay. And now, if they beat Andhra Titans, they are through to the knockouts. Okay. And if they lose, then they have to depend on the cross pool. It's very interesting. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. I couldn't stop my excitement, so I went there. Okay. So I'll start. Dinesh, your first game of the night is Stars versus Hitmen.
Yeah, Stars versus Hitmen. I think it's the other Hitmen which showed up, right? Probably Hit Boy showed up, then the men, and that's all I have for this one. But no credit to be taken away from the Stars, right? So basically, Hitmen ended up batting first and could not do much other than keep the bowlers at bay till about 5 overs, and then is when they lost the first wicket of Niranjan. Nothing much to write about after that. Mahfouz Ahmed had a good game last game. He is the lone or the top scorer with 7 out of 27. The rest of it, nothing much. Couldn't get past 5 other than Kaushik, who got just 5. And a few ducks there, and the extras were pretty limited, but I think 8 divided by 31, somebody give the numbers. So that's how much was the percentage there in a score of 31, 8 extras being the highest score. So, yeah, great bowling. I think Stars needed it after whatever happened last week. So good stuff. Sai Toda, the lead destructor, with 3 wickets there, with an economy of 0.5 and 2 overs. So great stuff from him. Deepak Raj, Satya, fellow analyst, Imti, all of them getting a couple wickets each. Great bowling. And Vesh contributed with the wicket too. So going into the chase, Stars were doing okay till about the third over, end of the third over, where they lost Shashank with the score on 13. Shyam coming in, good to see him, trying to put some intent and give him some game time at the top. Top order time at the top, I should say. He's been playing Shyam. So Shyam and Ravi Tej found a good partnership to take them home eventually. They won comfortably in 6.3 overs. Good bowling there. I mean, good batting from Stars. Mahfouz is amongst the wickets again with 1 wicket, and Mohammad Faisal Ahmed with another wicket there. Strong win for Stars there. Congratulations, Stars. The next, go
Okay.
ahead.
So there are two things I want to tell you. One, Hitman
Yeah.
lived up to my expectations. Okay.
Wow.
So I hope you all agree that one. One game they are unbelievable, and the other game they are so ordinary.
Yeah.
Okay, that's one thing I want to tell. And the other thing is, in America, MLC started. Major league cricket
League cricket
started to the first game started. Yeah.
at 8:30.
Okay,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's already started, and Texas Super Kings are batting, and it's a game between Super Kings versus Knight Riders. Texas Super Kings, Los Angeles Knight Riders. Okay, so I just wanted to say that so that at least our people. I mean, technically I forgot this one, and I just saw a message from my friend. So I just want to remind everybody that MLC started. Please, try to watch.
I'm watching
Is
as
it
you speak.
okay? So I mean, it all depends on rating. So Canada started couple of years back. Canada started similar thing, but the rating was literally zero. Zero in the sense, the N2 was there same as now, but after that it died down to a point where they could not pay to the players, and their biggest attraction at the time was Yuvraj Singh.
Yes.
So they could not pay to him, and I think some legal battle gone, something like that. So I hope that won't happen with the MLC. But yet, okay, marketing is the key. It's not there in America. This year I'm sure it is going to be a super hit. A lot of people go and watch, but any cricket league, it has to be hit, means they should have a very good viewership in media, TV. So that's where everything boils down to that. Okay, with that, sorry to interrupt you. Let's go to our next game, Cover Drive Cricket Club versus FCC Agni.
No problem. Me and Imti at least got one game through, so people, are not going to go watch the game. Okay, so people can listen and still watch the game, I suppose. I don't know if that's true or not. Okay, next game, Cover Drive Cricket Club versus FCC Agni. So the standout, I think, this is my second mid-30s scorecard, batting first. So I don't know why that's probably that's what Pool B is up to, I suppose. So nothing much again till about the fourth over. The openers held up for Cover Drive Cricket Club, who batted first. Decent enough partnership with about 10 runs there. And after that, same thing here is like nothing much to write about. The highest score, joint highest score, is extras 9 along with Jagdish Malini, I believe. Malini, 9 and 9 were the scores there. So then later on, Srinivasan and Raghu, 5 and 7 each, tried to help whatever they could, but just could not get them over the line. Not a par score at all. 35 is all they could manage. So the big thing here is like Ramesh Satyavaram ended up opening the bowling the first over. So I have not seen that happen too often, but probably that's the mindset they had in this game. Good to see him being the chief destructor here. 4 wickets for 9 runs in 3.4 overs. That's an incredible spell, a captain spell there. Then Satish and Chagaya or Jay, they contributed with 1 wicket along with Sachin, and Jashwant with a couple of wickets there. Jashwant Reddy, 2 wicket for 3 runs in 3 overs were great contributions there. So 35 to or 36 to chase down for FCC Agni. They too had a decent enough start till about 2.2 overs with 10 runs partnership for the opening pair. Then Tanmay and Yashwant 11 and 9 each. Then eventually Rishabh with 11 were able to get FCC Agni over the line in 8.2 overs. The other Ramesh from Cover Drive Cricket Club picked up 2 wickets for Cover Drive, and that's about it. Congrats, FCC Agni. Better luck next time for Cover Drive Cricket Club.
Okay, the next one is local boys versus cheetahs.
Okay, so I have a little bit of news. So as local boys were walking in, I bumped into Sheikh Mohammed. And I told him, Jagan is not happy with you not opening. And he said, I'm going to open today. So probably all the points to you, Jagan. Okay. And I sort of gave probably a little bit of tips to Arun and Satya, but I thought they'd do the same in the bowling front because in our game, it started raining second half. So the pitch was holding and there was a lot of assistance for spin. So, but it ended up being that Arun and Satya scored pretty heavy and contributed to local boys doing pretty well. So local boys batted first. Srini and Sheikh obviously opened. Srini fell in the third over, score of 19. Good crisp innings, 18 from 13 with a 4 and a 6, going at a strike rate of 138. Sheikh sort of laid foundation, 17 from 30. Then Arun came there, so Arun and Sheikh were able to, Arun and Sheikh were able.
Arun and Sat. Oh, okay.
Sheikh.
Yeah.
They were able to put a decent enough score for those guys. So that was precisely between Arun and Sheikh was 37. Was 31 runs was the partnership there. Then Satya came in. Then Arun and Satya added 26. Then Senthil and Satya added 19. Then eventually towards the end, Suryansu and Satya added 18. So Satya was there for the last 5 partnerships there. So a good solid knock from Satya. 31 from 36. He's not been in great nick. This one gets him back into nick, and good to see Arun batting at 4 as well. And eventually they get to 131 at the end of 25 overs for a loss of 7 wickets with the help of 17 extras. So yeah, so it seemed like there was decent enough bowling with DP, Subhash Mamidi, Pratik Girish, with whatever the pitch was doing. I thought this was like way above par, considering the pitch was slow and holding up on a wet pitch. So other than Kartikeya Challa with 3 wickets for 16 runs, and Pratik Girish with a wicket, and Satyanarayana with a wicket, were the only contributors there. There were a couple of runouts in there. So tough, stiff ask considering the pitch conditions. Cheetahs go into the chase and lasted. The openers lasted till about the 5th over. We're scoring about 14 runs. Shrikant and Abhilash, a lot depended on the openers, I believe. Then after that, with 11 to Shrikant and Abhilash, 7 to them. There's nothing much to write about Shrikant Mukila, who came towards the end and added about 24 runs with Kartikeya there. So Shrikant did provide a little bit of resistance towards the end, but the damage was done. So Satya was the highest wicket taker for local boys. So good all-round show by Satya. 3 wickets for 7 runs there. And Suryansu and Abdul, a couple wickets each. Arun bowled a decent enough spell along with Senthil. They captain a wicket each for them. So good, comfortable 63 runs victory for local boys. Congratulations. Alrighty. I have one more game that is Pokeries versus SSK.
SSK.
Yeah. Pokeries ended up batting first. Obviously, they too needed a little bit of a shot in the arm for them to get back on track. The batting, I thought, was not doing that well, other than the openers and Prasanna. the others, I thought the middle order was a little bit of suspect, but good to see Arun contribute on the order as well. So Vicky and Saran Raj ended up opening the innings, a solid 34 runs partnership. Then later on, Prasanna and Saran Raj put another 34 runs partnership as well. So Vicky 25 from 13, Saran Raj 16 from 42, Prasanna Manikival 27 from 32. So he's back last game. He ended up being run out. So I think this is his third or fourth 25 plus score for Pokri. So for a new player to come into Pokris and contribute that well, so kudos to Prasanna and obviously to the team management as well for trusting Prasanna. Then good to see young Arun come and score at a strike rate of 87.5 with 28 runs with the six there. So they made 112 at the end of 25 overs for the loss of just 4 wickets. SSK pretty decent attack with Kalyan and Sai Prakash, Priyash Gopinath. At least those three guys are pretty experienced in this format in DCL. So to keep them at bay and score over 100 runs is a pretty good achievement for Pokris, considering their last game, not with the talent Pokris have. So Kalyan picked up 1 wicket there, and he was the best bowler. Along with Sai Prakash, who picked up a wicket, and Lingappan picked up a wicket. So 112 to chase against Pokri's bowling lineup. Pretty tough chase or stiff chase, considering how SSK have been going with their batting. So yeah, it was Venkat and Tejeshwar who opened and lasted close to 7 overs. A good solid start with 26 from Venkat. Then after that, they did not have much in terms of partnerships to write about until Priyash and Kalyan were able to contribute 16 down the order. So after that 16, Kalyan with that 10 and Priyash with another 10 were the only people who had decent enough contributions. The rest of them, nothing to write about. Then the extras were 11. But overall, I think Pokris with Raghu Kumar and Vicky, both of them picking a couple of wickets each, good solid performance there, especially Vicky, 3 overs, 15 runs, 2 wickets there. So that was good. And Ranjit and Avi as well contributed with a wicket each. Good, comfortable win for Pokris, exactly 50 runs. So congrats to Pokris.
Okay, the next game is buzz game. It's Strikers versus Gujarat Lions. Both these captains also played another game in T90, which was a thriller. But
yeah,
the DCL one looks like completely dominated by Lions. Your thoughts, Imti?
Yeah. Again, this game, I think the context of this game made it special because both the teams were looking for that advantage in the Pool B to come into the top 5 or at least advance towards the playoffs, right? So this was a key game for both the teams, and I think Gujarat Lions ended up on the winning side and made sure that they got those crucial 5 points here in this game. Looking at the game, I think strikers who batted first really, I thought, was below par in their scoring. If I look at the scorecard, again, like not much in the top order to talk about. There were few starts, but not continuing for a big score. Parthiv stayed for 18 balls, but really couldn't go on and move on. I think the crux of this batting order was the partnership between Kritesh Mehta and Kapil Chowdhury. Again, it's not a big partnership, but for the amount of time that they spend in the middle and at least try to add up to the score, I think it was very important for them, or else this batting scorecard would have looked a lot different. 12 runs from Kritesh Mehta, 16 important runs from Kapil Chowdhury, and then the next best is the extras, 14 extras from the opponents, all adding up to just 71 runs, which I thought was way below par. Again, if you look at the bowling for Lions, I think it was a very good bowling performance from all the bowlers. Everybody below 3 economy rate, but I think the obviously a great spell of bowling from Ronnie Patel for a 5 for 11 in his 5 overs quota, and supported by Shivam and Ofir Masi with couple of wickets each. I think Gujarat Lions never gave any room for strikers to at least take advantage or gain some momentum in that batting, and they kept picking wickets at a consistent intervals. If you even look at the fall of wickets, like there was like not much partnerships in that batting scorecard except for the 20 odd run partnership between Kritesh and Kapil Chowdhury. So overall, I thought 71, not good for strikers, but Gujarat Lions bowling was top notch in this game based on what I'm seeing in the scorecard here. Going into chase, I think Gujarat Lions had it pretty straightforward for them. All they had to do was stay there and play out the entire 25 overs to get this one. And I think they kind of did that at the top. If you see the number of balls faced by their top three, uh, their intent was to stay there in the middle and just keep rotating the strike. Maulik Patel got out in the sixth over after 18-run partnership, but then I think Tarun Nagara and Ronak U. Patel were the scorers for Gujarat Lions. Tarun Nagara scoring 22 from 51 balls, and Ronak U. Patel stayed not out, 27 from 34, 1-4 and 1-6, right? So I know last week we were talking about Ronak U. Patel is due and he will come good in this game. Although it's not a very huge score, but I think for this game, I think him getting those 27 runs in the context and making sure that Gujarat Lions won this game will give huge confidence and huge boost to Gujarat Lions in their next games. Overall, I think they were able to chase down the total 72 in 22 overs, loss of 5 wickets. Again, not much score to defend for strikers. I think another 20 odd runs would have made this game more interesting. But unfortunately for strikers, not much on the scoreboard for them to put any kind of pressure on Gujarat Lions. I thought overall a very, very important win for Gujarat Lions in their progress towards the playoffs. So this might come back and hunt strikers badly if it comes down to that in the last minute.
Yeah, that's what I thought. They're 3-3 after 6 games. Though they
Yeah,
have
they
more
still
games
have
to play.
6 games to go, but I think
Yeah,
it might get very close in the end because
yeah. Especially head to head, they're in a danger.
right. So it's
Did
already
Legends play strikers yet?
Legends. No, Legends has
So,
to play strikers.
Coming weekend, Saturday.
I mean, so that will decide the fate. Okay, if Legends beat strikers there, head to head, I think they cannot compete with Lions and Legends. If they beat Legends beat strikers, then it becomes difficult for them. Interesting. Okay. With that, I'll go to Satish. VeeJay joined the show. Welcome to the show, VeeJay.
Thank you, Jagan.
Okay, and Satish, the first game of the night for you is United Raptors versus Dynamites with VeeJay here. Probably, I'd say actually initially I thought of adding this to our buzz game, but then I felt like that's an insult to Dynamites, so that is the reason I did not add. So Satish, your thoughts?
Yeah, so this is amazing game by looking at the scorecard. If anybody would have watched this game live, they must be very very happy to see this kind of game, especially the big guns like United Raptors playing against the Dynamites. Dynamites this season, as we all know, it's cruising like a petrol engine this season. Especially a few games, one-man show from Murugan Vishwanathan. He's the same person again, proved a point here, making sure that Dynamites are comfortably winning this game with 5 points in their kitty bag. Getting into details, Dynamites did the right thing, choosing the batting after winning the toss, and then even though the top order couldn't damage much to the scoreboard, there were like 3 wickets fallen for just sake of 4 runs. But here comes the man here, right? Murugan Vishwanathan. I think he's kind of, he's in a heck of a form this season. I know him pretty much for many years. He's a fine player, but he played few innings last year to Dynamics, but this season he's been phenomenal with the Dynamics. Right? I can I can clearly tell Dynamics whatever games won right so far. At least 75% of the games we can write a name with Murugan Vishwanathan, and this game again goes into his bucket. He scored 23 runs, which are valuable runs out of playing 44 balls and then just one sixer. That actually helped Dynamics to go to reach that 70. Of course, at the end, Rajkumar and Kushan Gujar, they both helped with double-digit score, 12 runs from 26 balls and 12 runs from 17 balls. It added up to the scoreboard, and then they managed to score 71 runs for the sake of 9 wickets. And of course, they're capable enough to play all 25 overs against the good bowling side. United Raptors, as we know, it is one of the good bowling attack it contains in the league. Looking at the extras, that actually tells how good their bowling attack is, right? They just throwed out only 3 extras, which means they made sure dynamite batters, they need to earn the runs, not just through the extras. Coming to the bowling figures of the United Raptors, pretty much everybody they're under the par, right? It's not a huge economy. Everybody under 3, except Vikas. He bowled 1 over, just 5 economy. Other than that, every other bowler they made sure 3 economy, 2.4, 2.2. So pick off the bowlers here. I would say Hitesh Desai. He took 3 wickets he bowled full quota 5 overs, giving 12 runs. And Harsha, Ajit, Abhilash, they 3 picked like 2 wickets and 1 wicket. So overall, it was a good, comfortable score. When United Raps would have thought, it's easy to chase 71, 72. But again, I must say, United Raptors played one disastrous innings here, especially this match. I'm not sure what went wrong with them. Except Hitesh Desai, no one else pitched in here. And of course, this season I rate, I see the United Raptors is pretty strong in batting lineup when compared to bowling. Of course, they're a very good bowling side from the day one. But this season they got loaded up few batsmen in their kitty bag, but none of them worked out well. Everybody got out cheaply, and then they couldn't manage. But only Hitesh Desai is the double-digit loner. He fought like a lone warrior there. But everybody else, they're going very cheaply. So 31 runs closing out the innings in just the sake of 13 overs. I want to give credit to the bowling attack given by here Dynamites team, right? I'm sure Dynamites would have taken this as a challenge, and then notable performances here. Suresh Balkrishnan, he's very tricky bowler, right? He bowled just 2 overs and then he damaged most of the Dynamites, most of the United Raptors batsmen here. He took 3 wickets. And Murugan bowled 1 over. Venkat bowled 2.2, just 4 runs and 2 wickets. Rajkumar, he's a fantastic bowler. I've seen him in Dynamics this season. He's very tricky to play, Rajkumar, to be honest. And it's all outclass performance by Dynamics, I must say. So Dynamics is cruising like anything this season. So we need to watch out for Dynamics. It can do wonders with it going forward. Congratulations, Dynamics here, and then tough luck to United Raptors. So going forward, United Raptors has to play some good games to get back into their playoff race.
Okay, the next one is Detroit Bulls versus Detroit Titans. Titans is the only team that's unbeaten as of today. Your thoughts?
Yeah, that's true. So it was a head-to-head game between the two teams, right, where they were unbeaten in their first 5 games.
Correct.
And as we all predicted, one will go definitely in under losing side. I think many would have predicted half and half here, but as we said, rightly predicted, some of us, Detroit Titans was favorites in this game. Rightly said, Detroit Titans, they started batting there and then they managed to score. They managed to play all 25 overs. That's a good thing to for any team to bat all 25 overs. but they put up a score of 75. That is because the bowling attack of Detroit Bulls is amazing. I've seen them personally in one of the umpiring. They have some 5 to 6 good bowlers where they attack. I mean, the bowling attack would be with all the variations of pace and very decent. And looking into the scorecard, that explains, right? They just threw away 9 extras in their bowling attack of Detroit Bulls. But coming to batting, right? The same story here. Even though the top order couldn't help out, including the captain himself, Satish Gaba, he couldn't score much. But Vihar Vaidya, he's their key batsman. If you ask me, in the middle order especially, he has that timing shots with him, and then he's a very classy player too. And he was the one who stood up there, and then he scored 25 runs out of 61 balls. If you look at out of 25 overs of quota, Vihar Vaidya faced almost 10 overs himself, and then he managed. He ensured at least he's not giving out his wicket, and then he managed to score the 25 that added up to 75 of total score. Apart from him, at the end, Anil Bilmoria, he joined the party, and then he scored 14 runs out of 24 that added up to 75. So I'm sure Detroit Titans 75 is a decent total where they can manage with their bowling attack on any given team on any given day. So these are the batting contributions. Coming to the bowling contributions from Detroit Bulls, everybody bowled decent. Where I see few folks like Nikhil Sunny, he was the only person who was little expensive, but otherwise. Vishal, Rathod, Gino James, everybody. Look at the Rathod figures, right? He bowled 3 overs and then he just gave 4 runs and taking out 2 wickets. That's a phenomenal bowling there. And overall, the bowling attack of Detroit Bulls lived up to the expectation. And getting into the chase, Detroit Bulls. But Detroit Bulls is a good team this season. I think their main strength is bowling when compared to batting. They're still struggling in few games with the batting, but this match, I think they lived. They went 1 extra mile in the batting, and then they almost reached to the target. But eventually, the bowling attack from Detroit Titans is also outstanding here, I must say. So which means two teams are fighting with the equal strength, right? And of course, Detroit Titans definitely will take better edge than Detroit Bulls because of the experience what they contain. The players who are playing in Detroit Titans, everybody has better experience when compared to Detroit Bulls. That actually proves in this game. Getting into details of the chase, Detroit Bulls, the opening partnership was really good. Nikhil Sunny and Omkar Atre, the main batsmen, they batted really good with 2 double-digit number, 13 runs and 10 runs. I must say the first down, second down, and third down, the middle order, upper middle order is what it's haunted them. Gaurav Hiramath, he is one of the key batsmen to Detroit Bulls for many years. He, of course, faced almost 4 overs, but couldn't get much to the team, just scored 5 runs. Apart from that, Nitin Reddy Karna, he is a left-hand batsman. He's playing first season with Detroit Bulls this season. I think he scored some valuable runs of 11. That added up, but the problem with the Detroit Bulls batting here, the opening batsman did the job. The upper middle order did the job to level, and then the middle order Nitin added up few runs, but the lower middle order batsmen, they couldn't open up anything to the team. That actually haunted them. If at least Vikas and Vassal and the captain himself and Vishal, right, if they scored at least 4 runs from their bat, that actually made some difference. That's where they lost the game here. They managed to score only 61 out of 22.3. They're packed up by 22.3 overs. Notable bowling performances by Detroit Titans bowler Parag Karwade. Once again, I think he took 5-wicket haul here. Congratulations to him. And everybody else chipped in, and then with a decent bowling attack. So they managed to get total 5 points here. Congratulations, Detroit Titans. They're still top class team in the league so far. Out of 39, this is the only team who is unbeaten. Out of 6 games, 30 points. And then tough luck, Detroit Doubles. More games to go.
Okay, the interesting game for you, Sterling Strikers versus SLCC Guardians.
Okay. Yeah. So you want to say about the result of this game?
The result is not declared yet from committee. There is some you know, do I call it controversy? I don't know, but I can give some initial information about this game. Sterling Strikers and Guardians, they played a game, and Sterling Strikers, I think, batted first, and they were all out in the sense 25 overs are done, 14 innings is done, and Guardian started, and they were cruising well, and they need another 4 runs or something like that to win. At the time, rain came hard, and after some time, some discussion, they thought of executing DL, and Sterling Strikers, they thought they have no chance, so they shook hands and gave the game to Guardians upon
Deal.
DL is what everybody agreed on there. Both captains and both umpires. After everything said and done, Sterling Strikers went back and they checked the rules. And in our league, DL only, you can only use DL after
13 overs.
13 overs or something like that.
13.
12.3.
So yeah, so there's some discussion going on about that one, and I don't know when the result will come out. So that is the entire story about this one. And do you have anything to add, Satish?
No, I mean, you actually covered pretty good about the result of the game. Keeping the result of the game aside, I mean, I generally do this, right? Be it like my game, my team, and the Guardians team every week. I manage to watch the complete video of any game, right? I want to see the performances of players, how we can improve. I managed to watch this game completely because we record them pretty much every game. I see that Sterling Strikers team, they deliberately holding on to the game pretty much, even when they're batting, right? There was too much delay in their innings, and not sure what is happening in the ground because I wasn't there. I don't know what is happening.
So based on what I know, they didn't have full team, so they slowly started walking in. Even
Okay.
there was a situation where one of the players came there after 12 over, and he started claiming that I was searching for the ground. Okay. So because he is searching for the ground, from the 10th over, he said, at the 10th over or something like that, he was in, so he should be allowed to play. But DCL rules, DCL rule says that anybody who comes after 12 hours, they are not allowed to play the game.
Oh.
Yeah. So
that explains. Yeah, that explains.
These are all the things happening in the game more than Actually, it's about more than about actual game. People coming late and arguing with umpires about when they come and what they can do, what they cannot do.
Yeah, I also heard that game started 30 minutes late. I'm not sure if that is true. Yeah,
there are a lot of things. They started late, and on top of it, even after rain break, so there was almost 45 minutes to finish the game without. I mean, but then somehow. So DCL captains have this bad habit of using the tactics, logical tactics. The outfield is wet, my fielders are at danger. All when Sterling Guardians required is 4 runs to win in
9 runs.
9 overs.
9 runs.
9 runs to win in 9 overs. Sorry, in what? More than 12 overs, something like that.
17 overs, almost 16.3 something.
17 overs, they need 9 runs, and these guys are feared about injury. So,
yeah,
I don't know. So sometimes you have to, think about the game. Either you play or you give the game to opponent. That's how it has to be, rather than
Yes,
So,
I kind
ja-
of completely agree here. Yeah, go ahead, Imti. You're saying
Imti,
something.
no,
sorry.
no. I just had a quick question for Jagan on this topic, and like maybe in general also. If you're done with the game thing, maybe I'll add Satish. Maybe if you're
Sure.
done with the game.
Let me cover the game,
Sure.
irrespective of the result. Irrespective of the result of this game, right? I want to quickly cover the game in few words. I must say SLCC Guardians, they played their best game so far in this season. Be it like not only in this season, I must say even when compared to last season and this season, this is the best innings or best game they played ever. I must say. And I always believe that SLC's Guardians is a team where they manage to play most of the games with their strength, which is bowling, and they're especially this season they're struggling too much with their batting lineup. Not able to score like a few games, not able to chase 31, not able to chase 39, something like that. We already seen like few games they lost literally with no batting strength at their end. But in game, if you look at as usual, they won the toss, elected to bowl because they wanted to always believe their strength, which is bowling, and they want to control the opponents with a low score, and they want to put themselves to chase with a decent one, which exactly they did the same thing. And somehow Sterling Strikers, I don't know, maybe because of too many conflicts on that weekend, I don't see the actual good names or the big names from the Sterling Strikers roster. They came to play with a bunch of 11, 12 people, as Jagan pointed out rightly. 12th player or 11th player came 12 overs. That is the reason I think only 9 wickets we can see in the scorecard. But outstanding bowling by SSC Guardians. Everybody bowled decent. Just three extras there. And then outstanding performance by Chandra Teja, CTR. He bowled 5 overs and he gave just 5 runs, and then he took 3 wickets. He is the key pillar there, making sure Sterling Strikers are not reaching beyond 41. Overall, they scored only 41. 2 batting performances from Sterling Strikers. Ali Ikram, even though what and one end of wickets are falling down, Ali Ikram made sure he's going on top of the Guardians bowlers and then scoring that 18 runs, valuable runs to his team, which is always appreciable. And Fahad Hussain, he joined late in the party and then he scored 10 runs. Apart from that, no major contributions from Sterling Strikers. So they wrapped up by 41. And now chasing 41 is again a challenge for Guardians, looking at their history in this season. But I must say thanks to standing captain Hari, he made some key decisions here this game, and then he changed the batting order, and then he opted a newcomer this season, Satish Dasari. He has that potential in him, and then he sent opening, and then he ensured that he batted brilliant there, opening 18 runs in 28 balls, and he almost scored half of the winning runs there at one end, and they're pretty comfortable there, and eventually rain delayed the game. Yeah, so overall, I must say SLCC Guardians looking good with their batting performances. We're hoping the same they'll continue in the next games. And tough luck. I'm done. I don't want to say tough luck or good luck anything, and I'll leave the result to the committee. Let committee decide whatever it may be. Yeah.
The decision is pending. Imti, you wanted to say something?
Yeah. So a quick question about this game, right? So did committee intervene saying that Duckworth Lewis is not valid, or did Sterling Strikers come back after?
No, at no point of time committee got involved. See, usually people call some of the committee members, right?
Right. On that topic, also I have a comment, but yeah, please go ahead.
So when people call the committee members individually, that's not a committee. That's an individual opinion. Okay.
Right. I completely agree to that.
Yeah. So in this case specifically, no committee member got involved.
So I have one question here, right? I have one question, generic question to all our analysts and the DCL listeners, whoever, right? As we know, in any DCL game, we have 2 neutral umpires coming through, and let's say an umpire who is doing a main stance, he issues a decision of LBW when there is a nick from the bat, when there is a bat involved in the ball, but he raises his finger. So which means he's going against the rule book, and then he's just issuing his decision, right?
No, he's not going against the rule book. Okay. So that cannot be considered as going against the rule book. He gave a decision based on what he saw. How he came to know ball hit the bat is somebody else's opinion, right? Either leg umpire or the batsman or the fielder, they are coming and telling him. You get the point there? That's not what he saw.
Okay. So he gave a decision and then
it's an error in judgment. It's not against the rule.
Okay, got it. So he gave a decision and then that cannot be reversed. It can be only reversed by opposite team.
Opposition captain, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Now, how that is different when a same umpire, same neutral umpire, decides to grant this game to one team, and then wouldn't that be a decision given by an umpire, neutral umpire in the field?
You kind of
game time.
No,
what I wanted
game
to
time
discuss.
decision is different from giving a game.
Yeah. This is actually the umpire doesn't know the rules. That's like 13 overs is the rule. So the umpire should have known.
Even I don't agree that one. These umpires are playing for some other team. They are not professional umpires. Okay.
Yeah.
So just like these umpires, the captains have to know the rule book fully.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Okay.
You both stole my comments.
Sorry.
So these are the two things I wanted to talk about.
Yeah,
So first thing is like, again, committee is not a 1-800 number on the game days to call for each and every decision. That is one point. Again, these are my opinions. These are my opinions. So I would just want to kind of use this platform to kind of maybe say this. So you just cannot go to the committee member for each and every decision. Again, like sometimes when they're available, again, it's good to approach them. Okay, but
can I add one sentence here? It's not even about availability or non-availability. Okay. It's about, is there any guarantee that committee knows everything?
Exactly.
No.
So
so
it's the same way, right? So like the umpire doesn't know the entirety of the rule book. The captains don't know the entirety of the rule book. Sometimes the individual from the committee member also might not know.
Don't know.
So, so the second point I want to bring up here is we are all doing online scoring. So everybody has a phone in their hands. So they can quickly go and refer the rule book on the ground. It hardly takes 5 minutes.
Yes.
That is one more thing that
so
I want
the pathetic thing here, Imtiaz, just two words about that, right?
Yeah.
When the rain stopped the game, the two dugouts and two umpires. One umpire sat in Guardians dugout, other umpire sat in Sterling Strikers dugout. And the umpire who sat in Sterling Strikers dugout, he declared that based on the Duckworth Lewis, since it is already past 5 overs, Guardians already ahead of the game.
Okay, let's not get into all those details. We already hitting at 10 o'clock now.
And sorry for the, but one more point I just want to finish on this one, right? So the third point that I wanted to mention was, as we expect the umpires to kind of get some basics of the rule book and like get some basic rules, even the captains should be on that same should be accounted for. So the captains also have to be responsible, because I see that sometimes even captains are not aware of the rules. So not necessarily the captain, but at least somebody in the team should be aware of the rules, because you cannot depend on the umpires entirely, and then you cannot keep calling the committee members.
This is my suggestion for this one is, every team has to have one guy who is contact person for the rules in their own team.
Yeah,
that works too.
I'm with you.
That way, things will become easy, rather than calling a committee member or getting some opinion, or see, the moment people right now this year, especially this year, what's happening is the moment any committee member is getting a call means the captain who called them or calling them with the intention of getting an advantage point. They want to add an advantage point, saying that, oh, I called committee member, committee member agreed, something like that. So that is been very disturbing even for committee members.
So I believe almost like everything is pretty nicely covered in the rule book. So we should be able to find the solution for most of our problems on the field in the rule book. There could be very few exceptions, but again, like the rule book is pretty solid, is what I think. You can definitely find most of the issues there.
Yeah, I think quick 30 seconds. Yeah, same sort of situation happened and was able to download the rule book. It's in the documents. So Crick Clubs, it's under documents and you won't find it from the app. You need to use the browser. Detroit Cricket League's Crick Clubs, right? You can search for it under the league, under documents, you'll find the rule book if that's not been sent out. Yeah.
Yep. Thanks for the plug, Dinesh.
Yeah, no problem.
Sorry. I think we'll
everybody gave opinion, but with the exception of VeeJay. VeeJay is sleeping, I guess.
No, I'm
He's just
listening
waiting for his
because
turn.
we went through this in the committee thing a lot, so I'm kind of listening. It's unfortunate that people don't refer to the rule book. Again, a lot of points that you said are very correct, right? You cannot call a committee member the last minute and make that as a confirmation. So I think people who are listening should make sure that we are all 24/7 on the committee, right?
See the verbiage that when I get a call, the verbiage that they use, very intelligent verbiage. Okay, you are a committee member, you should be able to take a decision. No. Okay, so see, they're trying to prize me so that they'll get a good outcome from my end. Yeah, good. So they're looking for a good positive say for response for them. Okay, you are a committee member and you are a senior, you should be able to easily tell us what can be done here. No, I am not the committee member, I'm only giving an opinion. That's how I responded to certain calls last week. Okay, so sorry.
Yeah, no problem. One other thing. So 13 overs for Duckworth Lewis and 17 overs for a game.
Minimum, minimum
overs.
game is 18.
Of the
18 overs is 18. The valid game for us.
18, not 17. 18.
Yeah, 18 overs is the valid game for DCL.
Okay. So 13 and 18 is what you number.
Again, this has to be changed. This rule was introduced way long back where cricket is played very less. DCL used to be the only league in those days. Okay, now we have too many people playing too many leagues, and
we have lots of different rules in different leagues, and that's kind of creating the confusion.
Confusion. Right? So, in my opinion, make it simple. As soon as rain hits, you're okay to apply and reduce this one number of games also. Number of overs also.
And unfortunately, I think this season we are having too many rain interrupted games, I guess.
That too in July.
Exactly. So, to add to the problem. Yep.
Okay. See, I mean, if I'm not wasting time, I just want to add one more thing. For T90, there was a discussion between me and Ranjit Palaniswamy about rain out games. I said, you live in Michigan for too long, and I haven't seen rain in July. That's how I started my argument. And what if that was Ranjit's argument, and I got so pissed off and I started yelling at him in the meeting. Okay, finally he proved me wrong. Almost.
The rain gods proved you wrong.
So that's a good. Sorry, guys. I took a lot of time.
Sorry, quick time check. I think we are already at 10 o'clock and we have a few more games to cover. So sorry to the listeners, but please bear with us for another 15 minutes or so. We'll try to quickly wrap the remaining games.
Yeah, the next one is your game, Simti. Buzz games
from Pool C.
I'm calling Spartan versus Dark Horses Buzz game because the Dark Horses won. As simple as that. Okay,
yeah. So again, this was a very good outcome for Dark Horses in this game, getting their first win, if I'm not wrong, in this season, and that too, what a thumping win, I would say, chasing 103 and chasing that down in 22.3 overs. It was an absolute brilliant batting performance chasing that. Spartans, who batted first, again. Some very good performances in their batting. Sandeep Vaitla, their opener, who was the mainstay of the batting, scorecard 45 from 54. No boundaries there. That's an absolute brilliant batting performance. If you're not scoring boundaries and still able to score that many runs while batting first. 45 from Sandeep Vaitla, then a couple of double-digit scores from Ravi Teja, 10 runs, and Ananda Ramchandran, 10 runs. and then 12 extras, all adding up to that 103. Played the entire 25 overs. I thought it was a solid batting performance from Spartans, considering that they reached that 100 run mark in the allotted 25 overs. Bowling department, I think dark horses. Mohammad Nabi was their main bowler who did the destruction. 4 wickets in his 4 overs, and then Durga Shankar also chipped in with 3 wickets. Srinivas also 2 wickets there. Overall, I think it was a very, very uh, 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 decent performance, I would say, considering the strength of dark horses this season. 100 again, a tough ask for chasing down any team. I would say 100 is a very tough chase with this ball, and considering the situation. But I think even though they lost the openers in the chase, I think Mohammad Nabi Mujawar again here in the batting, along with Rahul Bandari, got that 70, almost 70 run partnership between them to make this chase kind of a smooth sailing one for them. But even after that wicket, third wicket, they still had to score 30 odd runs, which I thought their lower order, middle order batsman Arun Kumar Kota and the Durga Shankar stayed there and made sure that they completed the game. 17 extras also helping their cause. So I think that is where the difference is. Spartans kind of giving it too many extras there, and that costed them the game, is what I'm thinking. But a brilliant all-round performance from Mohammad Nabi Mujawar, picking up 4 wickets, scoring 34 runs in the chase, and also I think he took 3 catches and definitely adjudged as a player of the match. A brilliant all-round performance, and definitely worth the player of the week contention. So if I can move on to the next game.
The next
because
one, Stingers versus GLCC. Just when I said, GLCC, the character of GLCC is changed. they don't want to,
defend that title.
It's not the defended. They reiterated that, they live up to the expectations of opposition. Okay, yeah. So sorry.
Yeah, again, this was a shocker for me, to be honest. Like, I did not expect this game to be.
It was not a shocker for me because, the day before only 4 people were available to play. That's the most sad thing is, I was out of town.
So
Okay.
again, like it's very sad, but I think I've heard this way too often this season, that GLCC availability, again, like based on this show's comments that I'm getting from you, Jagan. So looks like there is some availability issues going on. So hopefully GLCC can get past that in the coming games, because it might not affect that specific game, but through the season, when you see, right, these small mistakes or these losses can cost you that playoff
Whether
spot.
this loss will cost the team anything or not, I mean, that's a least bother point. The bothering point for any team like GLCC, if they don't have availability and every week, it becomes an issue, then you don't have a chemistry there in the team. Okay, there is no point in going to next level also. That's what, you go to a next level and you don't have a chemistry. Suddenly in one game, all these old people, they'll click and
No, but I think
they
GLCC
will.
GLCC is a very strong team that can definitely overcome these kind of things, because they have been here
Yeah,
for
so
very
that's
long.
where the problem, by overcoming these problems, they will ruin a good team's chances. That's my fear. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so something, if GLCC players are listening to it. So, anyways, going into this game, I think Stingers, who batted first, were really on the back foot. I would say Monty Patel, their opener, scored some runs, 18 runs, 26 balls. But then you see a string of ducks in the upper middle order, and then it was until Alagu and Kumaresh got together and uh, scored that partnership of 25 runs amongst themselves for the 6th wicket, and then another 25 runs between Kumaresh and Jichin for another 25-run partnership. I think that 2 partnerships of 25 runs each kind of gave some score to Stingers, and then eventually a late burst by Tanveer Ahmed, very low down the order, 17 runs from 11 balls, 1-4, 1-6. I think that kind of gave them the kick or the momentum in the fag end of the innings. Extras, 15 extras from GLCC also not helping their cause, but eventually I think from 5 for 24 to reach 99 at the end of 25 overs, it was a brilliant comeback from Stingers, I would say. I think that is where this kind of momentum shifted towards Stingers, and GLCC fell on the back foot after having a strong start in this game. But then GLCC going into the chase, obviously with their batting lineup, it was still a chaseable target. I would say at that point, Abhishek Penmetsa opening got a quick start for them, 19 runs from 18 balls, 1-4, 1-6. But then the other end, couple of duckouts, Tejas, Prabhu both getting out cheaply. Raj Patel stayed there for a while. Akash Patel stayed there for a while. But again, I think once those 2 wickets were gone, I think it was just a very, very ordinary batting performance. Again, not taking away any credit from the star of the game for Stingers, Alagu Paulraj, who made a significant contribution in that partnership in the batting, but also coming back in the bowling and picking up a 6-wicket haul, 6 for 12 in his 4.2 overs. I think that is a brilliant, brilliant bowling performance considering it was against a team like GLCC. Again, kudos to Alagu and a great, great win for Stingers. Absolutely a great win, I would say.
I think he is a player of the week or something like that.
Yeah.
Or best
Yes,
bowler
I
of the
think
week.
he was awarded the player of the week. Yes.
Yes.
Player of the yeah. Mm.
Yeah.
So
4 bowls.
congratulations, Alagu. And then again,
4 balls.
I watched this game for a couple of overs. Again, I thought GLCC would eventually chase this down, and I left the ground. And then going back home and checking the scorecard, it was a shocker for me, to be honest.
Okay, you have more confidence than me.
No, at least the way the game was happening, right? When I watched, I think Raj and Akash were playing together, and they were scoring runs at will. To be honest, like first over of Alugu, I think they scored him. They scored a 6 also off his bowling.
Mm.
But then he came back in his next 3 overs and picked those 6 wickets. So games change pretty quickly, I would say.
Yeah, that's the beauty of DCL. Okay, and I think with niche games are done now, our superhero VeeJay will start Pool A. Okay. Yeah.
Thanks, Jagan. All right, so my first game of the night is Miles versus Thunderbolts, and again,
but just when you said Miles versus the Miles, just when you said Miles, I thought you are going to start with the costliest game of the season.
Game. I kept it at the end. I don't want to steal the photo. So going here, we pretty much predicted Miles win, but again, we all said that it's going to be very tricky with the bowling lineup Thunderbolts had. So, but I don't see any problems here. Miles batting first, put up a score 113, but a very good, Thunderbolts only gave 6 extra, so that's pretty decent compared to what they usually they were averaging around 10 extras, but this is pretty good bowling. But again, but nothing worked apart from Gautam Balasubramaniam. His bowling 5 overs 21 dot balls and at an economy of 2.2. But the rest of the bowlers, I mean, Deepak was pretty expensive. Devnath was expensive, but picked 3 wickets. So Miles didn't have any problem cruising through, even though they had they lost a wicket in the first over, but then they built some decent partnership throughout. Again, Brahma coming in that deep and hitting 31 off 24 and 3 sixes, that really gave the momentum to Miles. I think Sanjay and Brahma, that partnership was very crucial for them. And happy to see Funny here with 19 runs on the board. So not sure if this is. I think they must have rested some players for this game. I don't see this as a full strength Miles team, but they were able to put 100 plus on the board. And Thunderbolts, we talked about it so much that they lack that batting power. Apart from Rupinder Brar, nobody else stayed there. Brar, yeah, sorry, Rupinder Brar. Nobody else were able to contribute to the cause. Rupinder stayed there for a while, but again, eventually the pressure had to go to him, come to him, and there's no boundary scored in their batting. So hard luck for Thunderbolts. They just need to play 25 overs, keep rotating the strike, and hopefully somebody like Mithilesh and Deepak can play a different role of hitting the long balls. So hard luck, and hopefully they will figure this out in the next game. All right, what was my next game?
Your next game is
Canton Hurricanes versus
Canton
Hawks.
Hurricanes versus Hawks.
Okay, I got it. Okay, I thought this one was a very close game because they played really next to where we played. So it was in the second innings. It was we watched the game for a little bit. It was raining heavy, but I think it was a good gesture by both the captains to continue the game and finish the game. So so Canton Hurricanes batting first. Pretty decent. The first wicket partnership between Amit and Mohammad was very critical for 44 runs. That's really what they needed. In quick overs, right? In 9 overs they put 44 runs. So, and then the rest were just they couldn't get going. It's pretty much they managed to get 90 plus runs, and 90 plus is always easy score, I wouldn't say, but it's not 100. It's in the middle. So mentally, any team any score below 100 should be easy or not so easy, but it's not a figure that you cannot chase. If you bat it, it's more like 4 runs and over pretty much. But Hawks, they tried their best. They tried to build partnerships, but again, there were a lot of dot balls that was bowled. 7 bowlers bowled for Hurricanes, so pretty much everybody taking wickets, for the team. So Javed, the pick of the bowlers with 3 wickets, 5 overs, 12 runs, 3 wickets. So Javed Bhai bowled extremely well with a slower pace. Took all the crucial wickets of the Nikhil, Vikram Reddy. Those are huge wickets. So congrats to Canton Hurricanes. And again, they both the teams agreed to play in the rain, even though it was a little bit heavier. So good gesture to complete the game and not opt for the DL method. So congrats to both the teams, and hard luck Hawks for this game.
Canton Hurricanes are at number 6 in Pool A. Okay, and Fighters are just above with 1 point.
Yeah.
But Fighters played 8 games already, and their equation is 4-2, and
they have 2 ties. That was the critical thing with Fighters. They had 2 ties. Yeah. So we'll never know. Maybe that can come back and haunt, but I think Fighters have a little bit of easier games coming up. So I think they should be pretty confident of getting into the playoff race. All right, my next game.
Next game is Rising Stars versus Fighters.
Okay. Yeah. Again, this is another game where Fighters, they couldn't get going apart from Sukesh Ravi. Sainath, who's playing wonderful this year, couldn't get going. Mahesh Babu also couldn't get going. So their top order didn't contribute, but Sukesh made sure that he stayed there and rotated the strike, and again built partnership. That's the key here. And they were able to score 80, which is not what they would have expected. They would have expected a little bit better score, but Rising Stars we already know they always have a good bowling attack. So they were very consistent. They don't give too many extras. They bowl wicket to wicket. So they only bowled 5 overs. Five bowlers, and everybody pretty decent. Nobody gave too many runs, and everybody were picking wickets at regular intervals. So, but I think 80 is always a chaseable target. But again, we know how good Fighters bowling is, and they were able to control the game with their quick wickets in the top. 4 for 16 in 7 overs, and then pretty much after 40 runs, it was pretty much a downfall for them because they couldn't get anything going. And but Nala, good to see him on the wickets table. He bowled a very good length, 5 overs, 8 runs, 3 wickets, and so does Sid, 5 overs, 11 runs, and 3 wickets. But a very convincing win for fighters. I think they'll be very happy to see their bowling clicking through. So even though if they must have good confidence that even if they score 80 runs, they have the power to
win the
defend
games.
it, right? So I don't know, for some reason this 83 is a lucky number for fighters. This whole so they come and stick an 83 for this game and the game 2 days later. So so when I saw the scores, I was like, oh, why is it stuck in 83? So, but maybe it's a lucky charm for them. So hard luck Rising Stars, but you guys, Rising Stars have a very good bowling unit, and it's just batting need to be a little bit more patient and try to get closer to the total. All right. My next game will be Royal Hunkars versus Red Devils. This is a weird game because when I was analyzing this game, Royal Hunkars they lost a lot of early wickets, like in 10 overs they were 13 for 6, and then they kind of put the one guy scored there in Ravi, who was coming in 8th down, and he scored 17 of 17 with 1-4 and 1-6. So probably maybe he was new to this team and he didn't know where to play. So, but anyways, 54 is never, it's always an easy target. I mean, you only have to score 2 runs and over. So, but for some reason, I think Red Devils, they lost 6 wickets. I don't know if they wanted to get to the total earlier and lost a lot of wickets. So 6 wickets, and if not for Karan Kumar Mamidi, they might have got a scare from Royal Hunkars bowling. So I don't know if they were trying to go for the quick win, and in that process they might have thrown away their wickets. But a win is a win. They will take it and move on from this and try to perform much better in the upcoming games.
It could be the rain factor that was maybe.
Okay. Makes sense. But makes sense.
Yeah, with that we have covered all games. Unless, do you have anything left, VeeJay, for this game?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay, so let's quickly go to predictions and.
Do we want to do the Miles and Fighters?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot about that one. Yeah, yes, that's a very important game.
Yeah.
Okay, so it all started with VeeJay. This game started with VeeJay, not.
Excuse me.
Sorry.
So what's the costliest game? I'm curious now.
Yeah, that's what I'm curious to.
Costliest game is because when the first game, when they are supposed to play in the first week or second week, okay, it rained out. All games, they thought the game is rained out. They sat at home. Both the captains sat at home, canceled the game.
Oh yeah, I remember this.
Okay, and said committee fined them. Okay. Okay, it's a bitter experience. Till even now they think that committee is a fraudulent committee to punish them. And see, like I said, the call to the committee, right? So VeeJay was new to the committee, so they thought of using him as an excuse. Okay.
So did you find VeeJay or did you find the teams?
VeeJay
find the teams.
No, VeeJay paid the fine for the teams.
Okay.
VeeJay paid the fine for the teams. Oh, okay.
VeeJay will pay to us, right? Not Okay. So finally, committee
Yeah,
fined
so
them
it got washed out 2 times.
2 times. Yeah.
After that.
Assembly schedule, it got rained out, or and then the third time we rescheduled this game, but both the teams accepted to find their own ground to play because there were a little bit rain forecast on the Sunday. So we went back and forth, but finally the game happened. So that's why it's a costliest game, because the fine that was put for this game.
So now I know, because of all this background stuff that happened, I think they wanted to put up a show, and they did put up a show.
Yeah, it was. It lived up to the expectations. This one,
and they split the points. And they split the
well
points.
spent money.
Split the points.
Well spent money. Yeah.
So again, this game, I think Miles missed the trick a little bit here, because I was following this game. I think most of them were following this game. It came very close, neck to neck. At one point, it was fighters on the top, because if you look at the first wicket partnership, it was, in 6 overs, 40 runs. So fighters were cruising along, but suddenly, Jaswant coming in, picking up a fifer. That was amazing, right? Once Anil and Arjun, they already got out. I think Sukesh was the only lone person who was trying to hold the middle order, and but rest of the players, they were not able to capitalize on the start their openers have given. Mahesh, their captain, he couldn't go either. So again, 83. I think when they put that number on the scoreboard, I thought, okay, we are going to win this game, because we just won this game on Saturday. So 83, and the Miles made 18 extra or 17 extras. So that might be one of the turning point for this game. Usually they don't give so many extras, but I don't know why so many bowlers were used. So every time you use a bowler, like 6th bowler, 7th bowler, that comes with an extra pressure for the bowler, right? If you're a regular bowler, it's okay, because you know what to do, what ball to bowl, how you set up a batsman. But if you're a 6th or 7th bowler, the pressure is on you to deliver from ball 1. So I find that very interesting, because whenever I give my bowling to my 6th or 7th bowler, or I try not to use 7th, it's added pressure. He always ends up giving extras. So I think everybody bowled extras. That's Deepak Kuniyal, he bowled 6 wides, Praneeth 4. So everything adds up, right? Each bowler bowls 3 extras. That's 7 3s are 21 extras. So the more the bowlers, the greater the chances of extras, I feel. So 17 extras of 83, that was kind of their 3rd highest scorer for fighters. So fighters will take it for 83. But again, from a batting standpoint, Miles started off pretty well, 19 runs partnership. And then at one point they were cruising, in 10 overs, 43, but they lost 4 wickets. And Sanjay was the lone warrior in the end with 14 runs, and Brahma 14 runs. But after Sanjay got out on Sid's ball, I was watching this one. Again, he went for the big shot, and he kind of got caught. And we want to talk about this last over, or not a last over, this 20th over, where Mahesh pulled out an absolute stunning thing. I think the first ball he bowled was a wide, I'm guessing. Let me check that. Yeah, first ball was a wide, and then the second ball was almost a Yorker, and the third ball was a perfect Yorker. And that ball, even in the replay, it was in the video, it was super fast for any player. So I think Mahesh gave up everything what he got, and once he knew that there's 9 wickets gone, I think always it's pressure on the batsman to get that one run off. That one run really matters at that time. But again, the next ball was an amazing delivery. That was, I think it was an LBW. so I think the umpires also knew it was an LBW, and it was a great game to see some great bowling from both the teams, and again 83, and this is second time fighters are tying a game, but this game is one of the greatest games I think they will remember for this season.
So who batted first? Is it MCC Miles?
No, fighters.
Fighters batted first.
Batters first. They scored 83, and my MCC Miles were chasing. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chasing, and I think
and the last over, it's not last.
20th over,
20th.
they needed. Yeah, 20th over, they needed 2 to win, and then the first ball was wide, so it was a tie, and then the next 2 balls were wickets.
Yeah, they must be crying sitting at home then. Yeah. See, first of all, it's a sin. When you're chasing, what 83 runs, and you can't play 20 overs, means that's a.
Yeah, I think Miles. I think we want to mention Venkat Varnala. His 5 wicket was pretty awesome. Like, he picked up his first 5 of the season. So
that's another sin.
Yeah, so it's good to see
okay.
that.
Giving 5 wickets to Venkat Varnala, a veteran, is another sin.
So okay. So anyways, congrats for the show. Amazing show, Fighters and Miles. It's one of the games to remember for the season.
Okay.
Maybe one comment I want to make is MCC Miles, I think they had a lot of promise at the beginning of the season, but I think they're tinkering too much with their batting order.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, Brahma was 7th down. He is 2nd down here. And we discussed this before. It's been an ongoing thing with them. They're putting... I don't know when they will set this up, but maybe they want to be a dynamic batting team. I don't know. That's up to Sanjay to explain.
Okay. Yeah. Let's move on. Predictions. We already.
Yeah, we are already 10:30. Okay,
10:30,
let's pick yes or no. That's all. Thunderbolts versus Phantoms. I'm thinking Thunderbolts. Any objections?
Yeah, Bolts.
Thunderbolts all the way. Yep. No objections. Okay. The next one is Troy Hawks versus MI Rangers. It's going to be very interesting. I'll do a round table. Imti.
I will go with Troy Hawks, even though the last week they could not win. But I think considering MI Rangers this season, I think I'll go with Troy Hawks.
Dinesh.
MI Rangers.
Ooh. Satish.
Troy Hawks for me.
VeeJay.
I'll pick MI Rangers.
Okay. Canton Hurricanes versus KRCC. I'm giving it to KRCC. Any objections?
No.
Okay. The next one, Hawks versus Indus Thunders. Indus Thunders should take it very easily, is what I'm guessing. Any objections there?
No.
Okay. The next one is Royal Hunkars versus Fighters. Fighters are going to take this one. I'm thinking. I hope no objection. Local Boys versus Motor City. Again, though, some brotherhood love will be there, I'm giving it to Local Boys. Any objections?
No.
It should be Local Boys, straightforward.
Local Boys. The next one is Strikers versus Legends. It is going to be a very interesting game and very, very key game for both the teams here, is what I'm guessing. So
I think it's more on for Strikers.
Not necessarily for both teams. Strikers a very key game for Strikers, definitely. But I think SLCC Legends, I think they are.
If they win, they solidify.
Yes,
for SLCC, for Legends. For Legends also, it's key game in the sense, if they win it, they're they.
Actually, SLCC Legends has the best possible so far, right? So they won 5 games, got full 5 points, and then the 2 games that they lost, they got the bonus points. So they are actually in a good situation, right? So
yeah, they are in a good situation psychologically. It gives a lot of advantage to them. That is the biggest issue with Legends. I don't know whether Satish agrees with me or not, but
no, I think it's good
historically that's been the history. Okay. I'll go.
Good. Yeah.
Okay. Imti, your thoughts. Who's going to?
Yeah, it will be Legends for me for sure. Again, it will be good to get this win in the last lap of the league and get that confidence into the playoffs.
Dinesh.
Yeah, Legends.
VeeJay.
Yeah, I'll go with Legends.
Okay, Legends 3-0. Satish is here. So, is it a pressure on him, or is it going to be
The one thing I think for key for both teams is how they approach their batting things. So this is the key. This is going to be for I'm sure Parthu also must have thought a lot about this game, and he also knows because we just came from the practice with them, so he knows.
You think at the line of age Parthiv is at, you think he'll have a lot of thinking about how we going to win? How? I doubt. I have my own doubts on that. Okay. Right now he's thinking about 40 plus. That Masters.
We really discussed.
That's what Masters is what he's concentrating on, not the DCL. It has come to a point where strikers are literally begging him to leave the team. I'm sorry, and just kidding. Okay, I'll go to the next game. The next game is Cover Drive Cricket Club versus Gujarat Lions. I think Gujarat Lions all the way. Okay. The next one is FCC Agni versus Gladiators. Gladiators all the way. Any objections? No. Okay, SSK versus Cheetahs. It is going to be a very interesting game, so I'll go around the table. Imti.
I think I'll give it to SSK. Just a gut feeling. I think SSK will win this one.
That's an interesting call. Okay, Dinesh.
SSK.
I know you are always going to give it to SSK. VeeJay. Satish.
I vote for Cheetahs this game.
Cheetahs. Okay. VeeJay.
I'll pick Cheetahs.
Cheetahs. Okay, it's going to be very interesting. We'll see next week what is going to happen. Stingers versus Marvels. Again, it is going to be a good game. Stingers, after beating GLCC, their confidence will be very high. But after beating United Raptors, I thought it's going to be the same thing. But Stingers versus Marvels, it is going to be a tug of war, is what I'm guessing. Okay, Imti.
I'll give it for Stingers again. Like just based on the team compositions, I think Stingers has an advantage.
Okay, Dinesh.
Yeah, battle of I think Drake Park Brotherhood there with Stingers are good.
Okay.
Stingers.
Stingers. Okay, Satish.
Stingers. Yeah.
Okay, VeeJay.
Yeah, I'll pick Stingers for this game.
Okay, so
Stingers have put on good
nobody
against two heavyweights this season.
So heavyweights. That's the only danger for them,
Is this game at 2:00 or morning game?
I don't know.
Morning.
The timings.
Morning.
Okay. The next one. The next one is Detroit Titans. Detroit Bulls versus Dynamites. It's going to be. United Raptor versus FCC. So I'll go round table here. Imti.
Again, a very close game is what I'm thinking. But I'll just give some edge to United Raptors. Probably will come back very strong after their loss last week.
Okay.
United
Raptors. Okay. Dinesh.
I'm gonna give this one to Raptors.
Raptors. Okay. Satish.
Raptors for me.
VeeJay.
Yeah, I'll pick Raptors for this game.
Raptors.
They'll come back a little stronger.
Looks like Raptors 5-0 there. Detroit Bulls versus Dynamites. It is going to be a very important game for both the teams here. I mean, I'm sure both will make it to playoffs. That's a different story. I'll skip VeeJay here and Imti.
Yeah, a very good game on the cards. Both teams again brimming with confidence. Although Detroit Bulls last week they had a loss, but I think this will be a good contest. It's difficult to call, but just going on the form, I would say Detroit Bulls probably.
Detroit Bulls. Okay, Dinesh.
Dynamites.
I know. Okay,
yeah, see,
VeeJay will kill you.
No, last week I proved you guys wrong, right? Then what?
Okay, Satish.
Dynamites. We can't go against Dynamites in the way they continue the form.
Yeah.
Okay, so Dynamites, VeeJay, more pressure on you. The next one is Titans versus Dhairya. Titans are going to be unbeaten for one more week for sure. Okay.
I hope they keep it that way and don't have an upset. So Titans should take this game.
Okay. Sterling Strikers versus Dark Horses. This is going to be very important. Dark Horses won the last time, and Strikers are Sterling Strikers are struggling to form a team. Okay, and Imti.
Well, again, last week Dark Horses without Pankaj Vats were able to put up that show. I hope they can continue that with Pankaj Vats back this week probably.
He's in India.
He's in India. Okay, that's the reason. Okay. Yeah, but I think Sterling Strikers has been very on and off, hot and cold this season, to be honest for me. So, just challenging them. Probably I'll just give Dark Horses this game to challenge Sterling Strikers, maybe.
Okay.
Dark Horses.
Okay, Dinesh.
Dark Horses.
Dark Horses. Good. Satish.
Sterling Strikers.
VeeJay.
Again, Sterling Strikers on the paper, they don't know. We don't know when they're going to bring it. But looking at their low scores, apart from playing against us, they've managed only 40 to 50 runs. But this is a very important game for them as well. So I'm guessing they might bring their best team. So I'm going to give this to Sterling Strikers.
Okay. So with that, we have called all the games of the night.